Hello, welcome to PHP tutorials. So before we get started learning on PHP, as I said, it's very important you use the right set of tools. Now, some of you probably are using some tools already, and you may like them, which is very good. You should stick to it. But if you're open and to try out some things, you're welcome to look at this list. I personally have found them quite easy and quite efficient, and all of them are free. And also have seen them used in big companies, small companies where I've worked. So to start with, you need a IDE. So where basically your basic programming editor. So I have seen Aptana 2.0.5 is quite good for PHP coding, and I put the link there. One thing be very important: do not download the version 3, which is not really optimized for PHP or for especially if you are using working on a hosted environment as opposed to working on your local machine. So IDE 2.0.5, Aptana 2.0.5, please download that if you like a good editor. This is really, and it's free, it's open source. The next is PHP software. Now when you're coding on PHP, you need a web server, and if you are using also some database driven site, you probably need MySQL, and also the PHP compiler. So if you want to create an environment in your local machine, so there is one nice, again, open source XMPP, which comes with PHP compiler, Apache, and MySQL, all three bundled together. So you can download that. You can search in Google with XMPP download and install it. So that's one thing. If you already have an ISP account, which any ISP provides a PHP web development environment, which basically has all this software, and they easily run on Linux or even Windows. So you can use that. I personally would use my own ISP account, which is iAspire Academy, so to do our PHP tutorials. In terms of MySQL tool, I strongly suggest, instead of using PHP MyAdmin, which is good, but I think MySQL Workbench has really some nice features, and and if you're running on Windows, if you have a Windows machine, you can install it, and it can connect to your local MySQL server or your hosted server. So that's a MySQL. The other tools which we would be using may not be now, but as we get into more advanced days of PHP or more web development, you might want to try. You might want to download these tools. One is Firefox. Now, Firefox is good for web development. Now, whatever you do definitely has to work with all browsers, but I would suggest that if you are doing development and if you are testing your website or your code, use Firefox because it just has more features, more extension, which helps you to do debug code easily, and etc. etc. So Firefox comes with some extension. One I personally like is Firebug. It's very good for debugging HTML, CSS, and JavaScripting, etc. etc. In terms of CSS framework, I would strongly recommend you to look at Blueprint, which is a CSS framework. It's quite simple and elegant, and it really takes care of a lot of the pain about table tag and etc. etc. So look at that. We would be using Blueprint for our development when we use CSS stuff. And then definitely download jQuery because we would be using in our advanced tutorials. So that's pretty much the set of tutorials. I think pretty much cover most of the development or most of the tutorials which I'll be doing. If you have any other tools, please use them, because I'm sure if you like them, they must be good. But look at these tools, even just for the sake of trying out a new thing. With that, let's stop it here, and the next video onwards we will dig into PHP. So first few videos I would like to just talk about the language and show different functions and etc, etc. And then we'll get started with more web development, learning PHP in the context of web development, meaning doing more a little bit of MySQL, how to really build a database-driven website using PHP, and how to really make it professional looking using different CSS styles and etc, etc. Okay, with that, hope to see you in our next video. Thank you.